Okay, we're converting decimal to these other bases, and we did 275 to octal. Now let's do that same one. Let's still convert the 275 to binary this time. And binary is base 2, if you recall. Alright, so you do the exact same thing as what we did before. I need a little more space. That's okay. And again, I'm going to do it dividing down this way. If you prefer to do it going up, that's okay too. Alright, so if we start up here with 275, we're going to divide out by 2. Alright, if you take 275 and divide by 2, it goes in there 137 times, and since that's odd, I'm going to have a remainder of 1 off to the side. Each time, remember you are dividing out by 2. If I take 137 this time and divide by 2, that's going to go in there 68 times. Since the 7 was odd, I'll have 1 left over for a remainder. Alright, 68 this time is even, so if I divide that by 2, I'll get 34 with the remainder of 0. Since that 8 was even, I divide by 2, the remainder is 0. Alright, let's go again. Let's take the 34, divide by 2, it is 17. Goes in there evenly. 4 is even. That was an even number, divisible by 2, remainder 0. Alright, we got to keep going. Take 17, divide by 2, that goes in there, 8 times. I do have 1 left over because 8 times 2 is 16. That was odd, 17. Alright, if I take 8, divide by 2, that's 4. It's a little tricky at the end. And remember that you can't stop until you either get a 1 or a 0 down here. Alright. Okay, we took 8, divided it by 2, we got 4 with nothing left over. Take the 4, divide it by 2, it goes in there 2 times evenly, remainder of 0. Alright, here's the tricky part. Dividing out by 2 again. 2 divided by 2 goes in there once with no remainder. But remember, you stop when this number down below is smaller than your base, because you can't take 1 and divide it by 2. But also remember that that left over is the very first part of your answer, and don't forget to read your answer off going up. So for this one, the answer starts with the 1, then I have 3 zeros, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. This is base 2, binary. Alright, that was a long one. And I know that, again, some computer science majors, they may have learned this differently, which is totally fine. But on the test, you've got to show me some work and show me your thought process. I've seen students do it with the boxes, and they put all the different powers of 2 in there, and they fill in these boxes somehow. However you learn to do it, that's fine. Just show me a little bit of work on how you are converting these. Alright, let's do we'll actually do a couple hexadecimal. Dividing out by 16. It's not horrible. And I'm not going to do the 275 because that's kind of small. Let's do the, let's convert 5,000 to hex. Right? It's base 16. I'm going to do a couple of these actually, because I think this one actually comes out where I don't use any letters. So we'll do one where we have some letters. Alright, let's start with the 5,000 and divide by 16. It actually goes in there 312 times, and the remainder comes out to be 8. If you take 16 times 312 and subtract that from the 5,000, you're going to get 8 left over. Alright, let's divide out again by 16. 16 goes into 312, actually 19 times, with a remainder of 8. And, looks like one more time, 16 goes into 19 once, with what left over? 3. Alright. Don't forget, you know when you have to stop, because this number is not going to, you can't divide into this number with your base if this number is smaller. But don't forget that that's the first part of your answer. Don't forget to read your answer going up. So this one is 1388. This is in the hexadecimal system, or base 16. Right, that one was kind of blah because I didn't have any letters over here. So let me find one where we actually have some letters in the answer. Let me see my time, about 5:40. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and then I'll do the other basic or the other videos for the adding and subtracting. Alright, here's the last one with the converting. Let's try this very last one. Let's convert, Alright, last one. Let's convert, 20,387. Let's do that to base 16. Alright, we actually don't need too much room. There's not a lot of digits. But this one, I'll use a couple letters in it. 20387. We're dividing out by 16 as the base. Okay, for this, don't forget the A, B, C, D, E, F. A is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so again, with your calculator, don't forget your calculator for this test. 20,387 divided by 16 is going to give you a 1274. Again, you can either just take that decimal portion only and multiply by 16. That'll give you your remainder, which is 3. Or you can take 16 times 1274 and then subtract that from the 20,387, and that'll give you 3. Either way you want to do it. Figure out that remainder. Alright, remember the remainder is going to be your answers over here. Alright, then when you take 1274, divide by 16, it goes in there 79 times. The remainder here is going to be 10. You're going to have 10 left over. Right? Don't forget the 10 is actually an A. Right? And if you take 79 divided by 16, that goes 4 times. What's the remainder there? 15. Alright, and remember that 15 is an F. Alright, so we have to stop because 16 won't divide into 4. 4 is less than the base. And I always write like a little diagonal arrow to make sure that's my starting point for my answer. Read your answer going up. So this one is what? 4 F A 3. This is base 16, or you can just put hex down there if you want to. Alright, 4 F A 3. Watch out for those with the hexadecimal system. Don't forget A through F is 10 through 15.